In an earlier video, I was listening to a wonderful song. It's a country song, and I don't really even care for country music. No offense to country music fans. It's just not exactly normally what I listen to. But Always Stay Humble and Kind, I think is the name. It's certainly a good song. And you know, I like that song because it's true. We must always stay humble and kind, or do our best to stay humble. Always stay kind. And also, I want to touch on one other thing. You know, there's a lot of bad things that go on this planet. To everybody. To African Americans in America, Hispanic Americans, Caucasian Americans, and around the globe, Asian Muslims in America and around the globe, and Native Americans. And if we counted the ills of this planet, there would be millions. But the good in this planet and the potential for good, that would go into the trillions. But you know, if you want to change any country and the United States for the better, if you want to change the globe for the better, it cannot be by always waiting for someone else to change it. We must be the activists. We must live an activist type of life, an activism type of life. We must be willing to say hello to a stranger that we may normally ignore. We must be willing to speak to the people we may fear. We must be willing to go above and beyond the call. We must be willing to fight for the African American, to have justice, to have an equality, a great employment, education, and not be gunned down by other people or some police. We must not allow Native Americans, Caucasian Americans, also known as white, Muslim Americans, or any American, be unruly and frankly murdered by some police. There are a lot of good police out there, a lot of good law enforcement, but there are also bad and murderers that it always seems they get the chance to justify it. And so our nation becomes weaker. Our trust erodes or gets eliminated. Our communities that they are supposed to serve and protect believe them to be terrorists. I don't say that to insult the police. I believe there's a lot of great policemen out there and police women. But if the community you serve is in fear of you, that's dangerous. We need to make those changes. And it must be Caucasians or white people, Indian people, Asian people, Hispanic people, Muslim people from Middle Eastern. It must be every American standing up for our fellow Americans. When homosexuals are mistreated, we must be the one to say that is wrong. When a woman is abused or not getting the same type of respect and or treatment, or the healthcare system is treating her wrongly, we must stand up. It is we, the people, who must always stand. And some of you may say, oh, you talk a good game, but what have you done? I'm not here to brag. But I can assure you, I consistently take action. Whether it is through petitions on the internet or otherwise, I take action. And I will increase the amount of actions that I take. We must also realize that there are good police out there. And the tragedies in Dallas must not happen again. We must come together as a nation, policeman or woman, and community activists must stand side by side, gain trust, and make the changes. Our nation must ensure everyone has opportunity, no matter of your heritage, your pigmentation, or anything else. And least you think you cannot take action, or you're going to wait for the other person to. Keep in mind, women would not have the right to vote today if men and women did not work together to see that happen. African Americans would not have the right to vote today if all colors, pigmentations did not fight for the Civil Rights Act. America, and indeed this globe, is stronger, healthier, and happier when we are united. Every day you go out of your house, you can take action. Every day. Although it may seem bizarre, it can be as little as saying hello to a person you would normally fear, or a kind word, or a compliment. Or maybe you are in a big box store and you have a cashier. Normally you ignore that person. You just give them the money and that's it. Say hello. Tell them they're doing good if they're doing good. Show them you care. Like that song says, always be humble and kind. I can't promise about the humble part. The kind, I can. It's not that I don't want us to be humble or that I don't want to be, but sometimes credit must be given to those who've earned it. I will leave you with this. The changes that you seek are in your grasp. All you need to do is take action. I am your producer and host of Humanity Matters Live. And you know what? I approve of this message because it's the right thing to do.